Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Robbie here on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and before I go any further, I want to first and foremost apologize for the hiatus. I have been on vacation for all of last week and this week, so I just really didn't have the time to film anything. But I just got back home and I got a box in today. This right here is going to be quite the unboxing. I'm very excited to see this item. This here is, I believe, a prototype model of the floating green-eyed skeleton reaper. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna cut this tape, get the box out, and I will show it to you. All right, so here's the box itself. I can immediately tell that this is a lot thicker of a cardboard. I've seen this on a few different prototypes, and it just says flying skeleton on the front. This same writing I've seen on other Gemmy prototypes with the white boxes, and this handwriting looks very similar as well. But yeah, it's really cool. I'm quite excited to get into this because I think I'm gonna have to repair this. From what the seller told me, the middle section slips down, or maybe the string snapped, I don't really know. But I could immediately tell that this is definitely not production grade by any means. So this is a really cool item. I actually had this item at one point, but the sound was fried, and at the time I didn't know how to fix it, so I just sold it. But having this in my collection now is really cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. So I'm gonna take it out of the box and I will show you how it looks. All right, so I just took it out of the box and I assembled these poles. And one thing I immediately noticed, I'm not sure if this is the same on production models, but these little pins here are much smaller looking than what I have normally seen on these. So this is a lot smaller. I haven't really looked at the body itself, but the cool thing is that you can see it still has its little box inserts. I believe this was pretty much new in the box. Has whatever that is. That's a little gross, so I'll have to take that out. Yeah, this is just really crazy looking on the inside here. Sadly, I don't think there's any sort of prototype labels. I don't know what this is, but I don't really see any sort of indication of there being a label here. I mean, not even on the pole itself, so it's all just a very weird thing going on here. But yeah, I guess we will continue to set this one up. And what I also found cool is that it has its instructions still. So that's a pretty neat little thing there, so I'll keep it in the box. But yeah, I'm gonna unbox the cloth, get it set up, and I will get back to you. Okay, so I just unpackaged the cloth here, and I don't know if this is the same as produced. It has this like really weird like battery cover here. I don't really know if that's same with produced, but it's this like really weird like gray color. Here's the face itself. Looks like it's in really nice shape actually. So there it is. I absolutely love the detail around the eye. Like the green color. It looks really, really good on this. There's some good detail around the mouth, but the eyes are probably my favorite part. And the hands here, I'll show you the hands. Oh wow, these are actually hand painted, I think. Yeah, these look to be hand painted. Kind of feels like it's production, but maybe I'm wrong. But they definitely feel hand painted. See, there's a ton of like glue residue over there. That's really cool though. But the poles again, I'm really excited to assemble this. I'm a little concerned about the head being a problem because you can see that it's like still attached and everything. So I almost wonder if the belt is bad maybe, but we're gonna have to figure that out. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for the body. So I guess it is now time to set this item up. I'll pop some batteries in the eyes, of course, and we'll do a first test run. Okay, so I just set it up and I did a little test before I recorded, and I unfortunately see what the seller was talking about. The string just completely snapped off of the shaft on the inside. Luckily, I know how to fix that. That's not too bad of a fix, but I'll show you the audio now. It's really just produced audio. I don't think there's any sort of separate chip, if I had to guess. It just doesn't really seem like it does have one, but we'll have to open it up anyway, so we'll see. Again, I think the hands are hand painted from what it looks like. Looks really cool, and I believe, if I'm wrong, you could correct me, but I believe these are like the old style hands. Let's see, there's, like I said before, there's a bunch of glue residue on this everywhere. But the hands are really well detailed. It's the face. I have not tested the eyes as well, but one thing I noticed, this head is like extremely heavy, like really heavy. So I can more or less see why this string snapped in the first place. But yeah, I'll show you the audio really quick just to give you an idea. So it's that same, you know, laughing and screaming soundtrack from like all of the Floating Ghosts. It's just common soundtrack, nothing too special. It sort of is the same exact pitch as like the Witch model here. But yeah, I guess now I'm going to take this apart and see what I can do about fixing it. The one thing I gotta say is the seller did a good job of explaining what was wrong with it, but the thing I'm a little bit unhappy about is it's just so dirty. Like every single pole will need some scrubbing. It's just really filthy on the inside. It's probably just dust from this thing being in the box for so many years, but yeah. Anyways, let's take this down and we'll get started on the repair. Okay, so here it is. I just opened it up. This is what the board looks like. I don't know if the 08 boards are supposed to look like this. I assume they are, but I'm not entirely sure. And this is our culprit right here. And it looks like it's being held in by that screw, and that actually might be it. Wow. It's held in by this screw right here. And after this screw is out, the only thing I really have to worry about is these wires, because they're all just kind of like going through here. So I'll figure out a way to get these out. But yeah, anyways, I will take you along this repair process. The first step is definitely going to be to remove that screw. Then I'm going to have to access the insides of this. Thankfully, the belts look completely fine. It's really just the strings. I actually might have an extra mech laying around, so I might just use the string from that, because from what it looks like, this string is just ridiculously short, like way too short to use. So I'm probably gonna have to just end up replacing it anyways. And I don't really know if I have fishing line. I might, but it's probably best to just replace the string entirely. But yeah, I'm gonna get to removing this and I will take you along. Update. So before I go into the string part over here, which is this piece in here, I wanted to first take a look at the gears just to make sure that nothing was splitting. And thankfully, these gears actually seem great. Like they're in really good shape. So the only thing I'm gonna do to this is I'm gonna add a bit more grease, because I mean, it just feels horrible. Oops, that just came out of the slot. But I'm gonna add some more grease to the gears in here, because it kind of feels like glue. It's a bit gross. So yeah, I'm gonna add some new grease, pop this back on, and then we'll move to the string. So I will get back to you guys when I'm in the string piece over here. All right, quick little update before I move on to the string itself. Got everything back together, and hold on. Hear how quiet that sounds now? That is perfect. That is basically what you want. So I added some grease in the gearbox. I closed it back up, and thankfully this belt is really nice and tight and good. So now I have to tackle the fun part, which is replacing the strings. So yeah, wish me luck. God, this is gonna be a nightmare. Anyways, let's get started. Here it is, all back together. And I popped some batteries in the head, so now the eyes light up. I apologize for not updating earlier. when I fixed the string. I actually managed to salvage the original string. I didn't need to replace it or anything, which was good because I don't think I have any fishing line on hand. So it was kind of clutch that there was enough there to work with. But putting this thing back together was an absolute just nightmare. It was really painful and it took a long time, but it is finally restored. As you can see, the cloth hangs super far down here. I'll get a side view just to give you an idea of how far down this cloth goes. It's pretty crazy looking. So it goes all the way down there. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all about this thing. So without further ado, I'm going to switch him on and I'll show you what he does. Here we go. So as you can see, he works really good now. The only thing that's a little wonky is that the belt, I think, might be a little bit loose, but it really kind of is because of the batteries, because it gives extra weight to the head. So that really causes it to slip down. But apart from that, this thing works perfectly. I could not be happier with how this turned out. I guess I'll play it one more time and then that will be it for this video. So here we go.